Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays RymdResa. We have found 3 of the 9 checkpoints that we need, and we are moving our way through space. The ruler of the universe is the text we have found here. And a planet just went by. I want to see if we can catch it next time it comes around. There we go. Whoops, ice planet of energy. Icy land and icy winds. I know you're just a skeleton of what you once were, but you remain sparkle, my dear. Your surface is very clear. Now I must leave you behind, though you make me blind, a theft you would never recognize. Plus 159 resources, that's very nice. I think there was another screen there where I had to make a choice, but I was kind of mashing on the explore button because I knew the planet would be going by fairly quickly.
Miss the rain pouring down my cheek. Miss the rain dropping from my eyelashes. Miss the catharsis of rain. Miss the liberation of rain. Miss the happiness of rain.
Rain is definitely something we take for granted. I live in Seattle, which is kind of known for having frequent rain, though we don't get as much rain as we used to. We've been having very dry winters and dry summers. We still get rain a few times a year, sometimes fairly long rains, but it just hasn't seemed like it's been raining as much. Let's try out our... Ooh, that's our destination. Death in space. Not even a little small sign of life. Just the memories of it. We got an item, though. Let's see if we can use that. No, that's not it. There we go. Oh, there it is. Glossy engine of nylon. Slightly worse. Let's see. Actually, that looks like the one that we were using. No? Okay, so it looks like these two have almost the same... Ah, no, I was hovering over the wrong one. So this would be slightly less hyperlength, plus 7 acceleration, plus 21 max speed. That sounds pretty good. Let's drop that in there. And, let's see, do we have any... I don't think we have... Oh, I don't remember having the massive supply kit, but whether we just got it or had it all along, I'm glad we have it, because I saw a tooltip earlier that said, or not a tooltip, but like a on-screen tip somewhere, that said that we should stockpile those. So, good to know we have that. Hope we don't have to use it before we have to use it. And now we're just kind of drifting. Ah, there is no never. You've got a lot of time now to think about eternity and the foreverness, and all that. But the thing is that you really don't want to think, so you try your best not to. Instead, you experiment in your lab. You decide to invent Phase Cloak, an item that makes you invisible for a short time. Consumable. Find some type of consumable, or find some type of equipable. Let's go with the consumables. And let's see what that gave us. Let's see. Looks like we got a pilot manual. Page from the How to Fly manual, small chance to gain stat points. Okay. Well, let us equip that. I'm not sure where. It looks like we may have gotten more of some of these as well. It's hard to tell. I don't remember what the numbers were before. But let's put this in place of the scanner so that we can activate it. Unless, can we use items? No, not from the screen. So let's head back. And then we need to use R1, it looks like. There we go. So I don't actually know if that gave us anything, but probably not. But that's fine. It was something that we got just as a random event, and we're not really any worse off for having had it. But, you know, one thing this game does very well is kind of confront you with just emptiness. Just going a long way without really seeing much of anything, without having much to do, and then having those little random things come by that surprise or frighten you.
Wishful thinking. Does the new home really exist? Does it really, this planet of hope? It's called wishful thinking, this thing that they're doing. Sometimes I just can't believe.
But we're going anyway, even though we can't believe. Let's see, black hole. A black hole in faraway space, loads of energy streaming from it, lucky me. I feel like we've seen that before. I feel like we don't always get 9 different things along the way. Now we got a sentry. Let's see if that is better. Ah, we can't use it. Okay. Well, that answered that question. Oh boy, we have quite the asteroid field to navigate through, but it looks like they're not moving relative to... Well, no, that's... I guess it's hard to say, because everything's relative in space, but they are not moving relative to each other, I guess, is what matters. But onward. Let's see if we can do a hyper jump without crashing into anything, and we made it. It does seem like there is kind of a frame of reference that the universe has. 11 years. I don't remember it taking this long the last time I did this. But I think I was using the hyper boost more frequently. And I think I may have also been using the engines a bit more aggressively. And I may just not remember correctly. That looks like an explorable. Faraway place. In this solemn, faraway place where myths and lies are battling our truth, never speak of regret, never look back. Though this is a game pretty chock full of... Oh! That was very nearly death. Oh my goodness. I thought that we'd be able to just boost away from it, but we got pulled in by its gravity. And luckily I just had the presence of mind to activate the hyperdrive, and luckily it was fully charged. That was very nearly a very careless death. And here we are at the next checkpoint. Cloud of death, smoke and mirrors in space, and beautiful destruction. Nothing but a dust cloud of death behind.
Rhythm. Can listen for hours to the rhythm of water drops falling from the ceiling, forming sounds, music in my head.
Interesting. A spacecraft is, first of all, not the place where I would think that you would have gravity to make water fall, but also not the place where I would think you would have condensation on the walls, so that's rather strange. Or maybe it's just a memory. Because I remember there was earlier on, he talked about missing the rain. So it may just be that I misinterpreted that as saying something about the present when it was actually about the past, which I make that kind of misinterpretation pretty frequently, so I would not be at all surprised. Looks like we are a little bit off course, but not too badly. We are not going to have to double back at the least. Is that? Nope. That's just something else for us to explore. 13 years in space. And I think we got something from exploring that I didn't really see. Here we go. Solar panel. Some juice. Thank you, solar power. Okay. And onward. Let's see. We can explore this. I feel like this has been bad in the past. Nothing. Silence of space. Plus 69 space points. There's one big kind of asteroid-looking thing that is really bad every time I explore it. And I thought that might have been it, but it was not, which is good. I do feel at this point a little bit unprepared for just kind of how empty this portion of the game is, in that I haven't really prepared enough to talk about. I kind of went into this with exactly that intention of, being able to spend some of this just drifting waiting time talking about things, but I didn't think that I would split this first chapter into multiple parts.
You, though you are lost to me, nowhere to be seen, you are my dreams, and you are my thoughts. You are my galaxy, darling. You are my world.
So I think I explored that object and triggered the year 14 quote at the same time. So this one says, in need of a new helmet, I got a shallow crack in my helmet, need a new one before it leaks. I will search the spacecraft hoping to find one. 204 space points, 59 resources. Did not find any helmet, but found tools to fix my broken one. Way to go. Alright, and we got an item, it looks like. Let's pick that up. Found style. So what does that do? Looks like we cannot use it. Exotic style of antimatter. And it gives us style times 3, max speed plus 15, acceleration plus 4. Okay, and it looks like we have another one of those pilot manual things. I'm not sure where that came from. And a common custom. Can we use that one? Yes, we can. What does that do? Small increase to max speed and acceleration. Useful. Looks like an abandoned fighter jet. Plus 69 space points. Luna, a lunar orbital shuttle. So how far are we going? It's not ever really clear. Seems like we are running into low orbit stuff and interstellar stuff. Non-working machine. Docking. I found nothing apart from some fuel drops in the bottom of a tank. No place for me. Only wires and hoses, choked by them. No coziness, no nothing. Off we go, me and the wires. Explore and discover we do, me and the wires. I like that one. Oh, more items. Lucky. Unique custom. What does that do for us? We can use it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's plus a whole bunch of things. Let us drop that in. I'm not sure which is better. This one's actually the better of these two. Neither does much, but this one does quite a lot. So that will actually help our item finding the most. And also a bonus to quests, hyperlinks, acceleration, and max speed. So that is a pretty lucky find, and it looks like we found something else as well. A rare style. Can we use it? No, we cannot. Okay. We can explore that. Got some resources from it. Non-working machine. Docking. I found nothing apart from some fuel drops in the bottom of a tank. Oh, we just read that one. Okay. Onward we go. Further into space. I just noticed kind of I had noticed in the past the stars that were passing over, and I had kind of been looking at them thinking about just the background stars that kind of, we have several layers of parallaxing background, but in that previous area there were actually like also specks of rock in the distance, and now we don't have that anymore. We can just see the stars. Ah, here, it looks like, is our next destination. Whoop. Very nearly got in a crash there. Still quite a lot of things. Ah, we're getting very close to the end here. Death by two. Dance of death proven to be true. They celebrated life on these two planets before Armageddon's bittersweet act began. And we got a good style that we can use. Oh, we actually have a bunch of stuff we can use. An aura, a breathtaking aura of copper. Huge bonus to acceleration. Alright. And it gives us an aura, which I have no idea what that is. And then the style gives us a bonus to acceleration and to max speed. That's pretty cool. And it also gives us style times 4. Oh, it totally changes the way we look. Well, that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at our ship now. It has kind of a glow around it, and it has a totally different shape.
Love, I can't get rid of these dreams. Can't get rid of these thoughts. The only thing that I can control is this ship. It's the only real thing out here. It keeps me focused, and that focus is the only thing making this life of mine somewhat worth living. It keeps my soul alive.
It amazes me how little control we have over our own thoughts. And I've had some experiences in my own life that have really blurred kind of the whole idea of whether thoughts are something you do or something that happened to you. No love. Love does not exist in this world. This place is a dump. No happiness, no space. No happiness, no peace. And we lost some stuff for that. In the past, he has actually talked about love. He's talked about his lost love. He just talked about loving piloting. And that just gave us some resources, which is good enough for me. Lots and lots of experience points. Not anywhere close to leveling up, and it looks like there is a pretty steep leveling curve that's just not moving our experience bar hardly at all. So, is there love in the world? I would think so. I don't know if there's love in this guy's world, but what is in this guy's world? There's flying his ship. Doesn't seem like he has much hope at all. At least in himself. There may be... I kind of think of the distinction between external hope of things that might yet go well, and kind of the internal hope of, do you think that things might yet go well? Or not badly, depending on the circumstance and what it is that you're hopeful about. Looks like we have... Oh my goodness, is this our destination? Alright, we did it! Chapter unlocked. So, in the next episode, we will be checking out Chapter 2. I hope that you will join me. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.